you were saying before we went on, you have like the little app or whatever on your phone that can pick up stuff.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
So the app is called Necrometer, and I just want to let everybody know I was very skeptical about phone apps before I started using this. So I was very weary of using it, but airplane mode is on, and we'll just see if something comes through.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
It said there are children here.
All right.
Yep.
That's not creepy.
Nope.
I mean, I'm a child, but real is not me. Welcome, everyone, to Real Talk with my homies. I'm your host, Jake Wardrip, licensed real estate agent with Homepage Realty, and today I'm joined by Clayten Bynum. Today we're actually checking something off the bucket list. I put out a post a long time ago. That probably was only a couple months ago, actually, but wanted to find certain people for the podcast, and Ghost Hunter was one of them. So I am pleased to announce that Clayten Bynum, content creator, paranormal investigator, Ghost Hunter, is here today. Clayton, how are we?
I'm doing great, man. I'm happy to be here. This is awesome.
Thank you so much for coming in today. Right off the bat, are ghosts real?
Yes.
All right.
Without a doubt.
Follow-up question to that is, my wife asked me to make sure that you give me assurances that they're not going to follow me home today.
They won't.
Okay.
They
Well, Crystal, we're good. We're good.
We're
We don't have to worry about that.
We are all good, yeah.
All right, let's get some bills paid and we'll get right into it. At Cardinal Moving, a local moving company since 2014 with over 3,000 Google reviews, they specialize in making your move as smooth and stress-free as possible. Their team of clean-cut and professional movers is dedicated to handling your belongings with the utmost care and efficiency. Visit their website at cardinalmoving.com or give them a call at 502-599-2661 to get a free quote. All right, let's just get right into it. What inspired you to start exploring the paranormal?
Ghost of Interest show. Zach Bagans. I'll just throw it out there. The OG, the goat of ghost.
That is mine too.
Me and my cousin actually kind of bonded over that, and then me and him started the YouTube channel together because we were old enough, we had the money, we could go do whatever we wanted, and then he kind of dropped out, and I kind of just started doing this on my own. We've always loved it and experienced it in our household.
Besides him, who else on like TV are the ones to watch? Because I've watched him a ton. And that stuff has always been interesting to me. But who do you like? You're like, oh, this guy, or like this guy's full of crap. You know, who are the guys you want to watch? And let's not talk bad about anybody, but who are the ones we want to watch?
I will say nowadays it's kind of, you don't want to watch the TV shows because networks are getting too involved in making entertainment rather than staying authentic.
That's true.
So you really don't know who to trust.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, it's going to
YouTube, I guess. Yeah. YouTube. Who's on YouTube then?
Sam and Colby.
Okay.
You know, they're the massive ones. They got 13 million subs on YouTube. They're the biggest known. And then me, you know.
Yeah.
You know me.
We'll do it again at the end, but let's make sure we pump in your stuff as well. How can people find you?
Clayton Ghost Chaser on everything. TikTok, YouTube, wherever.
I binge watched your stuff last 2 nighs, right before bed. Horrible idea, right before bed. But did it right before bed, and it's really, really good. I really enjoyed it. The TikTok was cool. It's hard to watch a 45-minute long YouTube video laying in bed, so I would scroll through and watch that. But the shorts on there were awesome. Very, very good, very well done, and very scary, to say the least.
Yeah. Some of that.
Down to the goal.
Yes, that absolutely is.
So tell me a little bit about your first ghost hunting experience. What was that like?
Oh, it was actually at one of my old best friend's cabin in his woods.
Okay.
It's I think it's Native American ground, but we're not.
What part? Is that local? Is it, or is it?
Yeah, it's local.
Okay.
It's local. Sort of near the Valley Station area.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know where that is.
Yeah, so it's kind of deep in the woods there. Not a good energy, not a good experience. I mean, I got on camera a picture frame flying off the wall at that cabin.
That's
a
good way to start.
That was a great first video. It was phenomenal.
Great way to start.
Yeah, that was my first ghost hunting video.
All right. As far as equipment, what do you do for equipment? What's essential if you're like a solo or even with a group? What's essential equipment?
I'm gonna be honest. To start off, camera and mic. Just so if you do experience something, you capture it. So like you're not just hearsay of saying what you got. And then one of my favorite things is this awesome piece of gear right here.
All right, what is that?
The recorder.
Okay.
And this is one of the very unique, rare ones. It's a DR60.
Okay.
And Zach Bagans Ghost of Interest actually use this
For the
first.
exact same one.
And what's crazy about it is Panasonic, when they made it, it was for college students for like lectures.
It's just taking notes in class. Yeah.
And when they got home to review their notes, there were voices on there when nobody was talking. So Panasonic stopped making them because they thought it was a defect.
Yeah.
And then people started using them in ghost hunts because they're voice activated, vocal tone activated. So like when I'm on an investigation,
Jesus.
we press record, ask a question, leave 10 seconds in between each question, and then we listen back. So theoretically, it should go question, question, question.
Yeah.
If there's anything in between, that's something we're not hearing with our ears and we're capturing it.
So did Sony start making them again then?
No. I got like one of the last.
Sony's or Panasonic.
We are Panasonic.
Paanasonic's dropping the ball.
I know.
So you start making those again.
No, and they're going for like $2,000 on eBay. Like it's insane.
I bet.
Yeah.
You were saying before we went on, you have like the little app or whatever on your phone that can pick up stuff.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
So the app is called Necrometer, and I'm just want to let everybody know I was very skeptical about phone apps before I started using this. So I was very weary of using it, but airplane mode is on, and we'll just see if something comes through.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Because sometimes some stuff will come through depending on where you're at, but
our producer's not really feeling this right now.
No, and it's a really creepy voice when it comes through too. But basically, spirits can manipulate the electromagnetic frequencies in there and access a word database and speak out what they want to say. So we ask questions throughout, and then we'll hear on.
It's all literally this entire podcast. We're just asking a bunch of questions.
Yeah. So maybe you'll get an answer out of it.
Yeah.
But it's rolling now, so we'll see if it comes through.
All right. Speaking of that, good segue for this is how do you mentally prepare or even physically prepare, like before you go to somewhere that you know is about to be haunted?
The only thing I do is pray.
Yeah.
That's really all I do. The ghost hunting got me closer to God, like closest I've ever been, really. And that's all I do. I'll just go in there.
So there really is like an actual like demon aspect to it. It's not just spirits that are
Demons are everywhere. Like what I've known, I've kind of branched off into doing house calls now where families will reach out to me and I'll go interview them, investigate their house. I would probably say 98% of the time it's a demon, which is insane, but think about it. It's constant living going on, and that's just constant energy for them to do.
Yeah. What's in your opinion the most compelling piece of evidence that you personally have witnessed to say yes, they're real?
I actually captured a ghost on camera.
Where?
Walk at Bobby Mackey's Music World here in Kentucky.
Oh, where is that? I've heard
it's in Wilder, Kentucky.
Okay.
They just tore it down because the owners hated how much the ghosts were active in there, so they thought tearing it down and then rebuild it.
That fixed the problem.
It's gonna make it worse. It's gonna make it worse. But I can send you that clip. I actually captured. We put a static night vision camera sitting up, and then to get to the basement, you had to go outside and go down this hill. So in the first part of the building, there is a figure that walks across the camera and disappears in the wall. That's one of my favorite captures I've ever gotten, for sure.
So I will say me and my wife I'm like 80 to 90% there.
Okay.
My wife is 100% there.
Awesome.
And the reason why she is 100% there is we went to Waverly, did one of those paid tours or whatever you walk through. And we're up on the floor with the red ball or whatever. Yeah. And she feels one specific hair yanked out of her head. Right out of the back of her head. It was one little thread.
Man.
Yeah. And ever since then, she's in. She's like, this is real. There's the thought of doing like a longer overnight was an option. I think now that they actually like touched her.
Yep.
I think she's out.
Yeah. Waverly's known for that. Like those ghosts know they're there and they know you're there.
Well, they're pumping those tours out. So constantly, humans are constantly walking through in there.
And the spirits hate the haunted house that they do.
I guarantee
hate it.
Guarantee they don't like it. Yeah. I used to go to the haunt back in college. This was 15 years ago. I don't think, do they still do it? I don't think they do it anymore. Where it actually was like a setup of a haunted house. Like they bring all the people that dress up.
Yeah, they do.
They still do it now.
And just say cast. When you're talking about the Halloween thing, people would say cast.
Oh.
And what's crazy is we just went to Waverly like recently.
Yeah.
That was one of my most recent.
This ain't gonna make them follow me home, right?
No.
All right, cool.
No, but that's kind of crazy. Question. That hasn't spoken the whole time. You just started talking about Waverly and Halloween event stuff. It's a cast question.
Oh, all right. I'm afraid to ask the next question. What? Have you ever felt threatened or in danger during an actual investigation?
Yes. Yeah.
How do you handle that? Do you just bounce or do you just endure it?
Luckily, I left.
Yeah.
So I went to this place called the Valista Axe Murder House in Iowa. Went there all by myself. 9.5 hours away, drove there all by myself on
I
a
would
trip.
advise someone don't do that.
No, especially that place. Do not. But there is a demon there, and there's a very horrific story that actually took the Titanic off the headlines because of what happened to a family overnight in their home.
What's the short version? What's the PG version?
6 kids, 2 mom and dad killed in their sleep.
Oh,
Yeah, all in their sleep. It's unreal. But
so what happened to you there?
so this is the first time I've actually felt like my soul was leaving my body. My vision was going tunnel vision, and I was like blacking out, but I was perfectly like physically fine. Like there was nothing wrong with me.
Yeah.
And I was on live stream then, and I was like, guys, I gotta go. Like I just ended the TikTok live streams I'd already up filming for YouTube, and I went outside and I called people for 2.5 hours. I left all my gear in there, $5,000 worth of camera gear, all my paranormal gear, and I refused to go back in until I talked for like 2.5 hours. March. It's one coming out.
Yeah, in March. We'll see you in March.
This is coming out in March. Thank you.
Yeah, speaking of that, the 48-hour live stream, what was that like? What was that? I mean, how was that? Was that awesome?
That was a blast. That was at Randolph County Asylum, which is in Winchester, Indiana. Okay. And I have a deal with the owner. I can go there anytime I want for free, which is great. And me and my buddy Jake set up cots.
Great name.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Set up cots 2 days in a row, and we just went live all night for 48 hours straight. It was so much fun. We slept in a haunted asylum for 2 days.
Let me ask you this, just to kind of piggyback off of the live stream stuff. Has that been, and I don't need to know numbers, has that been somewhat profitable for you?
Oh, yeah.
The live streams?
Yeah, TikTok has changed my life.
Eat that stuff up?
Yes.
The algorithm loves it?
Yes. And the live streams, people love watching in real time, 30. In real time ghost hunting. They love it. It's so much fun.
What was maybe something that stuck out for you in that 48-hour live stream? Any unexpected occurrences?
No, not really. There was a moment where we thought someone broke in because of how loud the door sound was. But then we looked outside and there's police across the street watching us, and they're making sure everything's okay.
Were they there on purpose, or were they just out of curiosity now?
No, they're always stationed like across the street when people are over there.
Kind of tend to break in.
Yeah, well, they don't anymore. Because it's owned by a business, so they kind of run it with the haunts, and they have tours, and people can stay overnight.
Yeah, so it's been commercialized.
Yes, yeah, but it is a super cool place.
How do you pick and choose those investigation spots? Like, is it based on a bucket list? Is it based on? I know you said you do house calls, so that's obvious that you go to the houses when they call you. But outside, how do you?
I said there are children here.
All right.
Yep.
That's not creepy.
Nope.
No. I mean, I have a child, but real is not me. All right, we're trying to get back on topic here.
Yep.
Where the heck was I? How do you choose your location?
There's a bunch of different ways. So networking's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Like people know me and my platforms, and they'll kind of reach out and tell me of places I never even knew existed. Or bucket lists. I think I have a bucket list on my phone that has 350 locations.
What's the closest one to here locally or just the coolest one in general that's on your bucket list?
Well, Waverly was one.
Yeah.
I
assumed you'd been there.
Yeah, I've been there. That was my 4th time, I think. But I think my biggest bucket list right now is Old Hospital on College Hill, and that's in West Virginia.
Yeah. What's again PG version? But what happened there?
It was just a hospital, and a lot of people died. There was like mentally ill people there. It was just a whole bunch of different stuff, but. It's up on a mountain in this really small town in West Virginia. Mm-hmm. And my buddy Jake has been there, and he was like, that is the scariest place he's ever been to. So I chase the fear. That's why I go to places by myself, because I don't get scared by this stuff. Mm-hmm. I want to get scared because that adrenaline is just addicting. I love it so much.
Just pop out scary movies or haunted houses, even like haunted houses, air quotes around that. Do those even do anything for you?
I'm laughing the whole time. It's just great. It's fun entertainment. It's really cool.
All right, what's the difference between genuine paranormal activity and occurrences that can be explained by like natural causes?
Ooh, I mean, a big thing for me is debunking. Attacked by people. I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit, just a little bit, because now they're really coming through.
That'll just performance sentencing.
No, it's crazy. But a big thing for me is debunking, because the main thing in this field is authenticity.
Yeah.
Like, unless you were openly faking and just doing it for entertainment purposes, that's fine. But if you're like actively...
And to be fair, you are not doing that.
No.
Okay.
No, there are, in all my videos, there are moments where we hear something and I'm like, we gotta try to figure out what could have caused this sound.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not just gonna immediately hear something and be like, that was a ghost. That was the demon here, blah, blah, blah. No, but that's what makes it even scarier is when you can't debunk something. Because you're like, oh, wow. So that's, with that, it makes the evidence and everything that we capture on camera and the experience scarier when we do hear something and you can't debunk it. Like, you go to every room, you go see if it was you shifting on the wood, and there's nothing. Because you're like, man.
Yeah, because every house, every building has an HVAC system that creaks and moans or things like that. Not every sound is something. How do you personally, how do you personally handle skeptics, critics, things like that?
I invite them on. Like, I want skeptics to come with me more than people that believe. Because one of my favorite experiences ever was somebody who was a skeptic was like watching my stuff and they were like, Clayton, this video actually like changed my entire belief around. It's really cool knowing that people either with me or watching my content, what I'm putting out can actually influence people to like maybe be open-minded or change their mind on this crazy thing.
Yes, the paranormal stuff that I see is network stuff. Yeah. And, maybe some of that is inflated for clicks, inflated for views, ad revenue. It all matters. But like stuff like your stuff is, just so authentic that it kind of raises my, okay, maybe, like I said before, I was about 80, 90. I'm like, you know what? Maybe this is.
I'll have to bring you on one day if you're open to it.
I will. With reservations, I would do it, but I would need to be able to bring a friend. I need a security blanket.
That's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Need to bring a buddy with me.
Cool.
My accountability buddy. All right. What challenges do you face as a solo investigator compared to like when you're working with a team? What is it better? Is it worse? What's the dynamic there?
I'm going to be honest. I've been with people that have made it worse. It's just like sometimes if you're not vibing with them or their vibe's off, it's going to be off to the spirits because they don't want to communicate with them. So if you're with them, it's kind of like, it gets kind of weird. But if you're with the right people, it is a blast.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. But I'm going to be honest, I love being solo. There's something about going into a building with my camera and that's it. And like knowing that any sound that's made couldn't have been a person that walked down the hallway or that's with me, like their stomach or anything. It's just isolation. It is so cool. It gets worse when you just turn off the main cam and put on night vision. That's when it gets too real.
Yeah.
That's when it gets too real.
We were talking before about behind the scenes stuff and you're a big fan of behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So like tell me a little bit about like, what's the behind the scenes like for you, whether it's from the production side or whether it's actually in it? Like, how does your life, this is probably more of a content creation question thing, but how does that work for you?
Well, a big thing for me on behind the scenes is I have like a Patreon and like people who are paid members to watch extra content. So like on road trips, I'll have the camera rolling in the car where like you wouldn't see in a YouTube video that I put out that basically just gives them more of either the route to go to get to the location and start filming for a YouTube video or extra stuff that we're not going to put in the video. So really it's just kind of extra content to get them to kind of vibe with me a little bit, if that makes sense.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
What advice would you give someone who's interested in starting their own paranormal investigation?
Honestly, just keep an open mind. Like you can go in with your own beliefs, but just have an open mind because if you don't, you're not going to be able to experience all the paranormal has to offer. Because if you're going in with a closed mind, even if you're experiencing the coolest stuff ever and there's no way to debunk it, in your mind you're going to be like, no, that's not real. No, that's not real. And then you're going to leave one of the coolest places ever and actually experiencing a crazy night, not thinking that you actually got anything. So really just open mind. Just keep an open mind.
Because I think a fair point, correct me if I'm wrong, but a fair point is like you're not going to have, like you said, you had that full apparition walk by the camera. Like you're not going to have that every time.
No.
That's not how this works.
Yeah. Like I've been to locations 20 plus times and some nights I go 5 days in a row and there's nothing. Like there's like a few sounds here and there, and then there's other nights you'll go back 2 nights later and it's like, oh my God, like what is happening in this building tonight? It's crazy.
Yeah. All right. We have to talk about Waverly.
Yep.
Because it's local. Everybody knows it.
Everybody knows Waverly.
Tell me about your experiences in Waverly and what you've done there and things like that.
Well, most recently in my most recent Waverly YouTube video, we had a group of 8, 9 people, I think. It was a really close-knit group of people. It was a lot of fun.
Do they let you go alone or do you have to like coordinate like a showing like through because again, they commercialized it as well, right? But do you get to go like on your own, or do you have to like follow the leader? Like
No, if you book a private night, you get it for 8 hours, whether it be 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. or it's 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. I think if I got those times right. But basically, if you want a tour, they'll give it to you. If not, there's just security on property, and you get the entire 180,000 square feet to yourself.
So you've gone with groups, you said?
Yes.
How is that, do you have any of the normal stuff that happens? Does that happen to you, or do you have anything that sticks out as like, oh, this was unique compared to the normal stuff?
At Waverly?
Yeah, like isn't it like a red ball that rolls across the way or something? Like that's, have you seen that? Is that a thing?
Yeah, we actually got the ball, like it looked like something kicked it when it stopped. We got that on camera, which was super cool, but I isolated myself, night vision, in the morgue by myself. I laid in the body tray, and they pushed me back in the body tray, and I laid on my back with all equipment around. Oh my! It was bad. It was not good. I was losing my voices, and then I have a piece of gear that's also amazing. It's a music box, and it's a what's that word? It's a thermal detector or an infrared sensor. So any motion in front of it, it lights up and it like plays a jingle. So that's another way we communicate or see if anything's walking in front of us. So I had it facing into the body tray above me, and nobody's up there. And it just went on for like 22 minutes.
What's the jingle? I'm just
like a doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. It's super creepy. Super creepy. It's not fun to listen to, especially when you're by yourself. But I was hitting the wall, like screaming, "Shut up!" because it went on for like 22 minutes.
So is the body shoot? That's obviously a spot that a lot of activity is. Have you been there? What experiences do you have there?
I'm going to be honest. The body shoot's overrated.
Really?
It is a 500-foot decline walk down.
I didn't walk.
You get down there, you got to do a 500-foot incline up.
That was the reason why I didn't go. As far as you go down, you got to go the same direction back. Yeah. But like we did the whole tour, and you could go down, and I was like, I'm good.
It's not worth it. I mean,
I want to walk all the way back up.
The coolest thing in the body shoot is you can see some of the writing from some of the nurses that took bodies down from like 1950. They signed their name and put like 1950. That's like the coolest thing in the body shoot.
Why do you autograph a wall?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. I asked the same question. I don't know. It was cool to see that.
Last question, then we got to get out of here.
Cool.
I saw a video. You had looked like a friend was possessed.
Yeah.
That I wanted to save the best for last. Tell me about that, because that was creepy just to watch.
Yeah, that was at Whispers Estate. I've been to that place a lot of times because it's just insane. Like it is the most evil place I've ever been to.
Yeah.
But we were sitting there doing a method called table tipping. And this is what the owner told us, that her and a group were doing table tipping. So you know what a Ouija board is?
Mm-hmm.
Where you put your hand on a planchette.
Yep.
You use the table as a planchette. And the owner told us of the story of her and a group of 4. The table started moving into the hallway. And when she opened her eyes in the hallway, there was like an 8-foot goat man figure, like dragging the table towards them. And then she like freaked out through the table and it was gone. So we decided to do that because we're idiots.
Yeah,
but it's good content. It's great content. I mean, it's worth it. If they tell us a crazy story like that, we're going to do it. And it's called an instant channeling. So it kind of latched onto him as like a puppet for a sec. And it was not him. Like in his eyes, the way he was talking, he didn't even remember it. Like any of it. We bring it up and we show him the video. He's like, bro, I don't remember any of that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he tried to like force me into the closet. He got pissed at me, tried to throw it, like shove me in the closet, screamed at me to get in the closet, which is where the demon is in the closet. But that place is nuts. I have like 2 videos there. I'm going back to film there soon just because of how crazy it is. It's nuts.
Yeah, I'm going to opt out on that one.
Yeah, that one, I don't take many people there for like a first time or anything just because it is so bad. And so dangerous. Like they have a booklet of the injuries that people have gotten on tours. And one guy got bashed in the head so bad you saw flesh like in his eyebrow. From nothing. He didn't run into anything or anything. He just literally went like that because he felt something hit his head. And it was just open. Yeah, that place is not fun.
All right.
It is fun, but it's not fun. It's a blast, but
in a lighter sense, I'm excited to share my partnership with Senior Family Solutions and their Easy Equity Loan Program. Perfect transition, right? A game changer from sellers looking to maximize their home's value. This loan allows sellers to tap into their home's equity with no upfront costs, covering everything from contract to coordination to invoices, all paid at closing. Whether you're downsizing, upgrading, or simply preparing your home for top dollar, this program makes renovation seamless and stress-free. If you're ready to take advantage of this opportunity, contact me or visit seniorfamilysolutions.com to get started. I am personally using them on a listing that I have.
Awesome.
And can attest from personal experience, they are freaking awesome.
Heck yeah.
And I have coordinated everything. Cannot speak highly enough about that. So with that being said, the Senior Family Solutions and their Easy Equity Loan Program question is, you walk into a donut shop, you buy a dozen donuts. What goes in the box?
The donuts.
No, what? It's not true. It's not a riddle. What?
Wait, read the question again.
What? You go into a donut shop. It's not comes into town on Friday and stays 3 days and whatever. It's not that type. It's not a riddle. It's what are the dozen donuts you're buying?
Oh,
what types?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna be honest. Probably all strawberry glazed.
Okay.
Love a good strawberry icing donut.
Sprinkles?
Yes.
Sprinkles.
Pink frosted sprinkle donut. Sign me up.
All right. Your job is now to come up with a question for the next guest.
Ooh. Okay.
And you don't know who they are. You don't know what they do. This is tough. So it can't be something industry specific or ghost specific or.
Okay.
I mean, I guess in theory it could be.
Yeah, I might ask a ghost question.
Fine, go for it.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I guess a good question to ask is, have you ever had a ghost experience? And if so, what was it?
Have you ever had a ghost experience? If so, explain.
And hey, if you get a house or a property and it's haunted, hit me up.
Exactly.
Hit me up. I'll get you an answer.
Exactly. That we've now entered the phase of the podcast where you get to publicize all your stuff. Tell us, how to find you. If we've got a haunted house, how do we get in contact with you?
Yeah.
All that good stuff. So the floor is yours.
Awesome. Well, you can find me on TikTok, YouTube, wherever. Clayton Ghost Chaser on everything. Clayton is spelled Clayten, by the way. I know it's weird. But I also have a business email, ClaytonGhostChaser@gmail.com, where a lot of people send the house call information. And I drop YouTube videos of haunted places every Friday evening on YouTube. So check me out.
That's coming up this evening.
Yes, it is.
What are we doing this evening?
Norwich State Hospital. It's over in Connecticut. It was abandoned. Serial killer had dropped his bodies there. Satanic rituals happened there. Bad place. Very
super fun place to be.
Yeah, we ran out. We ran out because of something that happened in the video.
Oh, you've already done it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Filmed it, edited, it drops this evening, and it is scary. It's nuts.
All right, Clayton. It's been scary. It's been fun. It's been an adventure. I appreciate you, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on.
Appreciate it.
Heck yeah.